I'm in Rome and testing my super limited palette from my hotel window. I just decided to have a palette with my favorite colors, making sure that there was at least a blue and a yellow and a red. And I made this tiny sketchbook with Arches paper. And I'm starting with my manganese blue. I did a ridiculously simple sketch, thinking that I basically just want to lie down color on paper and see what happens. So I use my manganese blue, and now I'm going to use my raw umber. This is Sunday morning, they're cleaning the streets. It's 8:30 in the morning in Rome. I'm gonna add a little bit of deep scarlet because the second row here is pinkish. It's my very first time using this brush. It's an Escoda travel brush. They're cleaning the piazza, which is the noise you're hearing. The building in the background is mostly yellow, so I'm gonna do that. And with the raw umber. But then this one on the side is a stronger yellow ochre, so I'm going to use that. Actually, no, I don't have ochre. This is twin gold with some of that raw umber to tone it down a bit. And for my grays, I have a blue Apatite Genuine, and so I'm going to use that for the base of the obelisk. And also for these windows here. And for the ground, which is the typical Roman cobbles known as Sampietrini, little St. Peter's, because they were used in St. Peter's Square. There's a lot of detail that I'm avoiding. And then now I have an obelisk, which I'm going to, it's kind of a reddish marble, and I'm mixing my yellows with that deep scarlet. I figure when I put together this little palette, I was thinking of the colors of Rome, and I thought I could always add the scarlet to the raw umber to make the Roman brick. So I wasn't too worried about that. Now this is as bare bones as it gets. I'm also going to use this for the shutters. But as soon as this dries, okay, there's columns here I'm suggesting. As soon as this dries, oh, there's a policeman lighting up right behind me. Right below me. I'm just on the first floor here, so very low to the ground. So I'm going to let this dry and then go in with detail. Now that the first layer is dry, I'm going to go in with the second layer. And I'm going to start with this and Viridian because I suspect it's going to need another layer. So this is a little station for the police because we are right in front of the Italian Parliament. So it's a police heavy area. And they have their little station. It's actually darker than this, so I'll come back to it. Let it dry while I do the back. There's a street here, and then a building with columns. But again, I'm just gonna suggest this, especially in the background. You don't need to do much. And a little bit of sky. And still with that appetite. I'm gonna define this building. And then work on these two lamp posts. There's another one here. I'm gonna do the inside with manganese. And back to the gray. Outlining the base of the obelisk. Still cleaning the streets. Softening some of the lines. And still with the gray. I'm gonna do the pavement here. I'm gonna mix raw umber to do some of the detail on the building. So there's windows. They alternate between semicircular and triangular. further define these. Back to that brown I made for these windows. There's a lot of going back and forth, so you let things dry. And you give them a little bit more depth with another layer. Back with the blue apatite. I think I'm gonna make this lamppost the center of interest. And graying out this reddish obelisk color. Now normally in a quick sketch like this I would use ink because it really allows you to be faster. But there's something magical about not using ink. Even though I'm in a rush because we're meeting the guide within minutes, there's something exciting also about playing with time. There's another hotel back here. Darken a little bit here and the windows. And finally, I wanted to better define this little, I think in Italian it's called the gabbiotto. It's like a cage of sorts. I guess it protects the police, as not just from the elements. And I think I'm going to stop here because mostly I ran out of time, which is often the case with travel sketching. Unless you're traveling alone and have all the time in the world,